Okay, and we're recording. So welcome everyone to the Frequency Soul Collective. Beck McQuilty here, and welcome to our August monthly training. I cannot believe we are so far into the year, and Day of Discovery Australia is just getting closer and closer, which is really exciting. So just for those of you who are brand new here, either live on the call tonight or watching the recording, we welcome you to the Frequency Soul Collective team. This is a beautiful photo that we took when we were at the Brisbane Mind, Body, Spirit. Actually, I think that might have been the first one that we did, and that was just an incredible time. And so we welcome you here to our collaborative. I know for those of you who are in Southeast Queensland, we have a catch up coming up soon. I know the girls down in Melbourne have just recently called up the team down there. So it's really exciting times and so amazing to be part of something really special. For those of you who I haven't met before, as I say, my name is Beck. I live in southwest of Brisbane, about 35 minutes from the city and about 45 minutes from the Gold Coast, with my husband Ryan and my beautiful little girl Addison, who is almost 10. Can you believe she's almost double digits? And I have been involved here with Solex for almost 2 years, and that's including the pre-launch phase that we were able to be a part of. Such an incredible opportunity to be a part of back in the day a couple of years ago. So that's really exciting. So I'm heading over to Utah very soon for Day of Discovery, as is Debbie Jane as well. And we're really excited to be able to share whatever comes from that with you all. So just a few announcements this evening that the Day of Discovery is coming up. So that's the 15th and 16th of September US time. So that'll be 16th and 17th of September here in Australia. So we can't wait to share whatever exciting news we learn. It will all be on the updated weekly calls. So as we say here, please stay engaged to the Solex LLC weekly calls on YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe to that. But the podcast is also on Spotify. But I know that they have some really cool things that they are launching in September. So as soon as we know, I assure you, keep an eye on the Frequency Soul Collective Facebook group chat, because that's probably where we are going to be putting all of the information. So if for some reason you are not in that chat or on our Frequency Soul Collective QLA page or customer page, please just reach out to your sponsor and they will be able to assist you with that. So we have, as I mentioned before, an in-person event on Saturday, the 26th of August from 3 p.m. till 7:30 on the southern side of Brisbane. It's almost between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. It is a Facebook event as well. So it has been put on Facebook and everybody in the Frequency Soul Collective has been invited. So please check your events. If you happen to be reasonably local, we would love to see you there. It is going to be $25 per person, and that's just to cover the food because we're going to have a light dinner. So when you RSVP on the event, we will put up a booking link as well to have that paid before the evening. And for those of you who have been or may not have been to this place before, it's actually one of our QLAs has a quantum wellness center that she has created. So she has the live blood analysis machine. She has all sorts of different things. I can't even explain what they are. She would be able to tell you what the names of them are. And they're going to be, that's an opportunity for you to be able to come in and experience those things as well at a very discounted rate. So it's going to be a really nice afternoon. We're going to be finishing the evening with a fire ceremony. So I'm really excited to share that with those of you who choose to come along and are local on the day. Just a reminder that we have new bundles. So these are the Solex bundles. They start at $300 US. This is all US dollars. We have a 300, a 400, a 450, and a 550. So you can see the two different types of bundles really are either with a wired headset or with a Bluetooth headset. And they are available now in your back office. For those of you who listened to the weekly call, you would have heard, I think it was last week, that they announced that they will be running out the devices. So if you would like a device specifically, I would jump in and do that sooner rather than later. Otherwise, it will just be the devices that they recommend. And we do have all of the specifics on those as well. So we do now in the third quarter. I still can't believe that. It's just crazy. We've had July. So many of you have received your free Bright, which is really exciting. And now we're up to receiving your free 6-pack of Alpha 3 passes with every qualified order. Now that is not only for the person who is enrolling, but also the enroller. So what does a qualified enrollment order look like? It means that the person will have a subscription and either a device or a bundle order. So that's really exciting. Those Alpha 3 passes, for those of you who don't know what they are a 3-day access pass to the software. And that's really brilliant because people love the opportunity to be able to experience it and utilize it themselves once they've had a scan and learn to know how easy it is to utilize. So that's why they have created those. Some people sell the Alpha 3 passes, some people gift them away. It's completely up to you how you do it. But this month, whether you're the enrollee or the enroller, you will get 6 of those. So if you bring on 10 people in the month of August with a qualifying order, you will have 60 Alpha 3 passes to give away, which is brilliant. Lots of people you can share with. September they're giving away the power patches. I wish they were doing this for the enroller as well, but they're not. This is just for the enrollee because I love these things. These are a negative ion power patch. So you basically charge them in the sun, and then you can put them in the back of your phone case. You can put them in the soles of your shoes. They are absolutely incredible. So if you don't have them, keep an eye on your back office. They're not expensive either. You can purchase them anytime, particularly for those of you who have had your subscription for 3 months or more. You will have received a 30% off voucher. So you could use that towards those if you wanted to. They are amazing. I absolutely love my power patches. So the Solex quarterly bonus incentives. So when you sign on 3 QLAs or PCs in the third quarter, so that's over the whole 3 months, not all in 1 month, or you can if you want to. It's up to you how you enroll them, but as long as it's within July, August, September, you will receive a $50 US bonus. Sign on 6 QLAs or PCs in the third quarter, and you will receive a $250 bonus. So if you do both, do you get both bonuses? The answer is yes. You will then qualify for a $300 bonus US, which is pretty cool. Day of Discovery Australia is on the Gold Coast starting the 9th to the 12th of November. So this slide has changed since the last time, just slightly. Because what we're doing and when is forever changing, but the dates are still the same. So don't worry, if you've booked your flights, you are all good. Thursday, the 9th of November, we have an incentive for anyone who is ranked gold and above. You must be qualified as a gold and above and be maintaining that rank. On Friday is going to be the Day of Discovery, day 1. Now that's most likely going to be from about 9:30 to 3:30, but we will confirm times closer to. And then most likely the legacy dinner that evening, although I am trying to convince them to do it on the Saturday night, not the Friday night, but we'll see. And then Saturday, Day of Discovery, day 2. Now I was on a call today with a very special guest who comes with an enormous list of credentials. And she's a QLA, and I was helping this person to try and book her trip to Australia from the United States for the Day of Discovery. So I'm not going to let you know who it is yet, just in case, we don't pull it off, but I'm really, really hoping that she gets here. And if she does, you will not want to miss this. You won't want to miss it anyway. But she is somebody that you are going to want to come along and listen to speak, I can assure you. And then on Sunday, I just thought that we would do a fun team day. So for those of you who are coming along and you're still going to be around, whether we do a barbecue down near the beach or we take a little day trip down to Crystal Castle or something like that, I thought it would just be really nice to spend the day together. It's not very often, if ever, that we get to spend time all together. So we would love for you to be able to allocate that day as well. If you haven't booked your ticket yet, please go onto your back office, as once the tickets are sold, they will be out completely. They won't be extending it. We can't add extras in for any reason because they just don't have the room capacity. So we are at about more than 70% booked out now. So it would be amazing. If you haven't booked, please put priority on that. Jump in your back office. You can use your 30% off voucher as well. And if you're at a leadership level, please encourage your team who may not be seeing the call this evening to purchase their tickets as well. Punta Cana, so there's some of us who are still running for Punta Cana, some have qualified, so congratulations to those who have qualified. I am still working towards it. I've qualified my first month, this will be my second month, and hopefully the third, and it'll be in the bag, but we'll see. So just, big shout out to those of you who are working really hard to qualify for that incentive trip. It is going to be an enormous trip and very, very worthwhile doing all the hard work to get there. But keep in mind too, come September, Day of Discovery, I'm pretty sure they're going to be launching the next incentive. So if you're brand new and you kind of feel like, oh, I missed out on that one because you've only just, come on in, don't worry. There is a brand new one starting most likely next month. I think I gave my three suggestions of where I think it's going to be. I think I pretty much said every place on the map of the entire world, and Kai and Shelby all said no to every one of them. So my theory is I reckon it's going to be either Mauritius, maybe Ireland or Scotland was one of my other guesses. And I can't remember what my third guess is, but let's see. We'll see. Hopefully. But it doesn't matter where it is in the world, it's going to be amazing and you're going to want to go for it, I can assure you. So spring into spring, this is a Frequency Soul Collective promotion we are doing for the month of September. This is available for each and every one of you to put out to your network. So this is not something we are selling to our own people that are QLAs or PCs. This is an opportunity that if you are building a business with us here at the Frequency Soul Collective, you can bring your people and your network into this spring into spring for September. Normally, the package that we're offering is $333. You will charge to your client $99, so you get paid that money. So if you get 10 people say yes, and they're going to jump on board into spring with us in the month of September, you will bank $990. That is all yours. We don't want your money. And that is a saving to the client of over $230. This is for them to be able to experience bioresonance. They will receive a weekly emotional balance scan that you will do. So it will be your responsibility as the QLA to make sure you are looking after your people weekly, sending them brand new balancing harmonics. So you will need their voice every week. They will be put into a private group on Facebook where there will be a lot of content by not only practitioners, but mindset coaches, you name it, just for people to, in a new season comes new habits, right? So whatever those habits are that people are looking at shifting, we invite them to come and join us into this incredible group. We will have more marketing that you will be able to share, and all of that will be available for you in our Frequency Soul Collective QLA group. We are also going to be hosting weekly meditations on Zoom. And so that will just be something that people can come along and join. It could be something that's only 10 or 15 minutes potentially, but just something to come along and just close their eyes down, relax for the afternoon or the evening, and just take some time out for themselves, because it is one of those things that, and I'm certainly learning, that you need to take time out for you, to have time off and to relax and enjoy. It's been quite funny for me over the past 3 days now. I haven't been able to, because I had a procedure on my chest done, I haven't been able to have a shower. So it has forced me to have a bath. And I had not had a bath for the longest time. And I remembered how relaxing and beautiful. And I put my magnesium and essential oils in there, put my balancing harmonics on even tonight before we jumped on the call, had a nice warm bath. And it's just, it's just so beautiful to be able to do. So we've got some really exciting tips and tricks to share for the month of September. And a lot of it really is about how, creating time and space for you. We have some amazing calls coming up this month as well. We are almost halfway through August, which is just crazy. So the first call is on this Thursday evening. It is on Thursday, the 17th of August, and it's called Mums, the Health Warriors of the Home. So it is also a Facebook event. Again, everybody in Frequency Soul Collective has been invited to that. So if you haven't seen that yet or started to invite your people along, now would be a really good time, because we are only a few days away from Thursday, and we would love to really pack that call out. We've got some incredible speakers coming along, all mums who are going to be talking about how they help their homes holistically, and of course, including bioresonance into that. Our next call is on Monday, the 21st of August. It is a practitioner call. So for any practitioners that you may know, this is a practitioner bioresonance frequency webinar. So it's going to be hosted by Katie Jane Hill, and our guests are going to be Debbie Jane Harris, who is an integrative health coach and was until recently a registered nurse for over 30 years. We've got the beautiful Amanda Addy, who is down probably freezing in Melbourne. She is a kinesiologist and is going to be joining us. And the incredible Madonna Guy, who is a naturopath and kinesiologist. She's amazing as well. So you're not going to want to miss this, but more importantly, you're going to want to invite your guests along, because if they are practitioners of any description, these ladies are going to be able to share how they incorporate it into their businesses, even coaches as well. I think it's a really great call for coaches to be on too, because we'll be talking around what it is, how it works, and how they are integrating it into their practices. We had a really exciting July. We had a massive, massive month. So I just want to congratulate all of the incentive winners, because in July they announced the winners of the second quarter incentive. So we had lots of winners in our team on that, which is always so amazing to see. We had rank advancements, and we had lots of top enrollers also. So congratulations to all of our $100 coupon earners. Now, I hope I don't miss any names here, but Belle Billinghurst, I'll go through by as alphabetically: David Lockwood, Debbie Jane Harris. Where else have we got? Shout out if anyone else is me, or like, not obviously, but me. I don't know, it's not in alphabetical order actually, so it's a bit confusing. So myself, and I think that is it from our team, but I apologize if I did miss anybody. There's lots of names there. And then we have the exclusive test group, who are lucky enough to try out this brand new incredible product before it is launched, and that some of the team members from that was Belinda Billinghurst again. So well done, Belle. DJ Debbie Jane Harris, well done. Myself, and I think that is it from our team for that one. So that's really cool. I'm sure that product, whatever it is not far away. I don't even know if it's like a pill, a potion, a lotion, I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm excited for it. So we'll keep you posted. And a massive congratulations to Katie Jane Hill and her team. We've got Ali Robertson hitting gold, and Lynn Bailey hitting silver, and Kate went platinum. And I also went pearl in the month of July. So well done to everybody for all of their hard work and their efforts. This is definitely a team effort all round. So congratulations to everybody who is working towards a rank, but also rank advanced last month. I'm also now going to invite the beautiful Sandra and Amanda to unmute. Sandra and Amanda hosted an awesome frequency party recently. So I've asked them just to jump on and share with us what it is that they did, how they did it, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, and just to share a little bit about how it was. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'll let Sandra take the lead.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So it was because of you, Beck, because we saw your little post about you doing a frequency party. And I can't remember if it was me who said to Amanda, shall we do a frequency party, or vice versa? But it just sounded like a really good idea. And we decided that I would be the host because I'm yet to sign up any QLAs, and I really want to get a business going with the device, right? So
Yeah.
It was all, look, I think we had less than a couple of weeks to really put it all together. But mostly what I do is massage and energy healing. So I just sent out a bunch of text messages to some of my clients that I thought might be interested in coming along. I sent out just a brief blurb explaining to them that we were having a frequency party, and when it was, how long it would go for, and that they would all get an opportunity to experience the inner voice, that we do some meditation and some stuff like that. And we had hoped that we would get 6 people, and minimum of 6 people to go ahead, and we ended up with that many. But it was interesting because we were hosting it on the Sunday. The Friday before, we had about 14 people that said they were going to join us, and then people dropped out. But we had a really rough idea of sort of what we wanted to do. I put a running sheet together, and Amanda and I just chatted about, okay, if we're going to do stuff around frequency, what else can we do that's around vibration, frequency and energy? So we thought we'd do a meditation. Amanda bought some of her, created a crystal grid and bought these really cool cards and an ink, so people could pick a card when we settled in and relate it to the afternoon. And you always pick the card that you need. So we did that. We set up, you can see our little table that we set up with all the goodies and some information. We tried to keep it as light as possible. We used the presentation that you had delivered previously before the American version came out, and I'd already delivered that a couple of times. I know Amanda has delivered that as well. So we were reasonably familiar with the slide deck. Mm-hmm. So after we done the cards, and you can see the grid in the image there with all the cards, we did the meditation. People had a little chat about, just an intro into who they were and what made them curious enough to come. And then we did the presentation, and that was really good because we went through the various scans and we spoke about the technology and how it's been around for a long time. But I think when we do it again, because we've got interesting people that want to do it again, that went for a long time, and I think you can feel that it's a lot of information to take in. So I think it's just a balance in how we explain it enough that it's interesting without getting too brain heavy, if that makes sense. I think there's a balance. And I mean, people were great. I got them to give me all of their information, I think on the Friday before the event so that I could put the details into the device. And then I also sent them a reminder to send me their voice recording on Sunday morning so we could start doing the recordings before they got there, just to help sort of make, so we weren't spending a lot of time doing the voice and scanning. And we had a few hiccups. My internet was a bit slow, so that kind of delayed everything a little bit. We didn't charge anyone for the event. We did it as a freebie and just as an intro. And it was really cool to see everybody was really into looking at their reports and seeing what came up and listening to the music. So that was really good. Amanda, what do you want to say?
I think what I want to say is when we set up the room, instead of sending frequency to everyone, we set up the room. So we took a picture of the lounge room and we sent a playlist to the lounge room. And it was interesting. One of the girls, as soon as she walked in, said, "Are you sending frequency to this room?" Like she knew. And then one said, "Oh, are you doing it?" We all had there was a lot of throat problems. So then I changed the frequency to throat chakra. And then we had to keep changing the frequency to what everyone needed. So that was quite interesting that there was a lot of sensitive people there that could feel that. So I guess we kind of gave them an opportunity to feel the frequency coming to the room. We also did some frequencies to their glass of water. We left them at the end of the day with frequencies in their jewelry. And then they had an emotional, obviously, inner voice. So they kind of got an experience of the frequencies in many different ways. We also had time to give, because we had two of the 660 bands, a couple of the girls had 20 minutes on that. And I think we had one girl had instant release in her neck or something. What was it, Sandra?
Yes, it was. It was, and it was the ankh that you had.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
That's right. Sorry. Yeah, and all the cards they picked kind of coincided with where they were feeling. So we did a real sort of pre-check-in before the frequencies and the after to see if something had changed for them. So yeah, it was kind of just showing them different ways of getting the frequencies. And then obviously a little bit of a sales pitch, but we could have done that a bit better at the end. And I think, did you do a follow-up, Sandra, afterwards?
I did. Yes, I did. So I was just looking at Joe's message. I'll get back to that in a sec, Joe, but I did a follow-up a couple of days later, just checking in to see how they're going, remind them to use it in the morning and the afternoon with headphones if they had any questions to ask me. And I had a one-pager document that I sent to them that gave them the options if they were curious to know more, what other scans were available, like just a real high-level summary, and if they were interested in an Alpha 3 pass, what that meant, or if they wanted to subscribe to the technology themselves, how they could do that, and to get in touch with me. So I've done all of that. And then I sent another text message to them today, actually, just saying that your week is up. You've been listening to the frequency for a week. Have you got any insight that you'd like to share? Any questions? And then I just gave them an offer if they'd like to continue on. But I'm actually going to share that one that you just posted about the spring offer. I'm going to send them information about that because I think that would be really cool for them.
Yeah.
We didn't charge because we thought we'd just do it and see how it, I guess, turned out, and we weren't really sure what to charge. But we both did put on some afternoon tea, so it does take up a lot of time, a bit of time and effort, because you want it to be good.
Yeah.
I posted on some social media pages that Amanda and I are both following, and I had a woman reach out to me who I spoke to last week who's interested in hosting a party of her own. She said she's not able to do it in August, but I'll touch base with her again in September, and I'm away for a few days at the end of this week, so I'll touch base with her when I get back and see how we go. And I know Amanda's had some interest in as well. So
Yeah, I think I've got 3 people who I've got to get back to who want to have frequency parties. So one is like 3 hours away. So we're going to have to charge because there's petrol and things like that. So yeah, the first one was free. It was a warm up.
yeah, and look,
I was the same.
when I spoke to this woman about the frequency party, I did say that we would charge and it would be about $20 a person. So enough to make it, I guess, to even cover our petrol, you know. And you know what it's like if you give people stuff for free, they don't appreciate it, you know, because some of the other thing we did remember we did a little lucky dip. So we put everyone's name in a hat and we pulled one out, and the winner gets to have like an easy scan or a vitals and comprehensive scan. And I've scheduled that with the winner for early next month.
Amazing.
Is that it? Was that all we did?
Yeah, but I think it's really getting the people who are really
right people
coming to these parties versus it being a free thing for them to come and get frequencies. So yeah, I guess it's attracting the right crowd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And mine was just such a learning experience as well, which I know that I shared with you guys on the Frequency Soul Collective QLA on a live. And it is exactly that. I think you ladies did such an amazing job, but you'll always walk away from each one that you do and go, okay, well, actually, maybe I should have done this, or maybe I'll do this different next time, you know? So I know for me, mine went way too long. I did every scan for everybody, and it was just too much. So I'm actually thinking of hosting one here at my own home, because I've got ladies that I go to the gym with that, you know, I don't see socially, but you know, I pull up in my car that has Frequency Soul Collective written on the back of it, and they're always like, what do you do exactly? But I'm like always in a hurry. So I'm like, I'll talk to you later, you know? So it'd be really cool just to, I think, have people over that, you know, might be open, as Amanda says, kind of like open to the technology that, you know, but just to be really mindful of your own time and your own energy as well, because protecting your energy is just so important. But the one that I did do, they actually turned around at the end of it and they were like, this was so much fun. Can we do this again? And they actually said to me, we want to pay you. Like, we don't want you doing all this for nothing. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. This was kind of my just learning one, but they're like, we will pay you and we'll come and we'll do this. Like, if we could do this once every month or two, we would love that. So that was good feedback for me as well, just to value, you know, financially in my own time as well. But yeah, I was a bit like you ladies, where it was like, you know, the first one didn't want to charge. And to be honest, this next one that I'll do here, I probably won't charge, but I will only do the inner voice. The other thing that I would do next time is encourage them to bring their headphones and just do so that they can all listen to their balancing harmonics, even if it's only for 3 to 5 minutes, just in like a meditation kind of sort of set space. That was something I thought that I might do next time as well. But it's so fun, and I love that that you guys just saw that and ran with it. And that's why I really just wanted to get you on this evening and share your experience and say congratulations, you know, for doing that. It looked awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
Pleasure. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Awesome. All right, let's now get into some nitty gritty of some of training in regards to your Solex business. So I have only just recently written a presentation that I'm going to be presenting at Day of Discovery in September. And I'll also be presenting it in Day of Discovery November as well. So you guys are not going to miss out on that. But whilst I was writing it, it really just, and I was speaking to one of our QLAs about this, is just the general basics of what I do in business that just come naturally to me because I've been doing it for a while. But I thought maybe it's important to just share some tips and tricks along the way. So I think the first thing is feeling into your why. And in a previous company, you know, it was really hammered into us, you know, your why has to make you cry, and all of those horrible sayings that make me cringe, in all honesty. But it is a good question to ask yourself why you are involved. Why are you doing the business side of SoulX? You know, what is it that you are wanting to achieve? And when you ask yourself that why, and you might say, oh, well, it's for my family, or it's because I want to be successful in my own right, or whatever that is, continue to sort of take the layers off like an onion. Okay, well, why is that? Well, because I would really like to be able to financially contribute to my family. Well, why? Well, it will take the pressure off my partner because he works full time or whatever. You know, why is that important? Well, he gets stressed. And you see what I'm saying? If you really actually delve into and pull it apart, you can actually start to break it down and actually then be able to get to the real core of why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And 99.99% of the time, it's going to come down to a feeling, something that you're wanting to achieve. So that brings us then to setting a goal and a time frame. So I would really encourage, for those of you who are wanting to build a business with us at SoulX, what is your current goal? And if you don't have one set, I really encourage you to set one this evening. You know, if you're brand new and this is sort of your first time experiencing, getting into the business side of things, then the first goal I would recommend would be our first rank, which is bronze. So that is finding your first 3 people, because once you have your first 3 people, your subscription is then covered every single month, which is nice. Then once you're bronze, set the goal for silver, and so on and so forth. And it might be as you climb up the ranks, the stretch does get a little bigger. Maybe it's not so much about, then you getting to your next rank, but it might be about you helping your people to help them get to their next level. And that's what I really enjoy doing, is helping people achieve their goals. It's actually, it's the best feeling when you see people achieving their goals in whatever that looks like for them. So I would love for you to pop it in the chat. What is your next goal? And it's easy for us to say, oh, I want to be diamond, and I want to be this, and I want to be that. But let's just set a realistic goal for now, for a short space of time, and put a time frame on it. And then once we've achieved that goal, then we can shift to the next one. I feel that when we do that, the pressure gets taken off a little bit. We know that, if your goal is to be diamond or whatever rank, pearl, platinum, whatever, you can 100% have that in your vision. But as a goal, I would definitely set whatever is coming first. It's almost like taking steps. I've done it both ways over the years, and I really find that chunking it down into what's realistic for now really is more beneficial. So let's have a look in the chat. Is anyone game enough to put their next goal? Let's make it, so we're in August, September, October, November. Let's make it by day of discovery on the Gold Coast. I think that is a reasonable amount of time. It's pretty much 3 months away. August, yeah, it's almost exactly, actually. So who would like to share what their goal is going to be? So Kathy, yes, bronze by day of discovery. I love that. Yep, bronze by day of discovery. Beautiful. And I think that silver, awesome, Joe, well done. By putting a vision to it and it down on paper, platinum, awesome, Amanda. Yes, let's do that. Bronze, silver. Hang on a minute, Janice. Which is it? You surely knew I was going to call you on that one. Oh, it's both. Oh, good girl. All right. I thought you meant bronze or silver. I'm like, no. Good job.
No, I'm going up in steps. In steps.
Good girl. I love that. Well done. Bronze and silver. Awesome. And bronze for Tim. That's brilliant. Well done, girl. And you can see that when you're writing it down, yes, I know you do, guys. Absolutely. We want to, get you to a point where you have that income coming in that you can say, you know what, I can do this full time. And that's a leap. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm still not, I still have not certainly replaced my full-time income, far from it. But at some point, you will get to a point where you're like, you know what, now I just have to leap, right? And so definitely that is in your sights for sure. So writing that down and having the, the saying of I am, as we know, Lauren always tells us, I am is the most powerful words on the planet, both negative or positive. Shall you choose to use it whichever way? I am platinum by the 9th of November, 2023. If you're looking at, let's say, gold, you definitely want that by the 9th, because you want to be coming to the incentive that we are going to be having on the 9th. So it might be that, or it might be, I want to be silver, but I also want to be a top enroller. I want my name up there so that I can get a silver coin. It might be that. So can replace full-time income if you're charging for scans as well as residual income. Joe, that is such an incredible point. And Debbie Jane and I were literally talking about that today. We're like, do you know what? We really have to work on doing more of the charging. I mean, not that we don't charge for scans, we do, but actually attracting in and doing it systematically is amazing. And I feel like our spring into spring promotion is almost like a taster of what that's going to be. Could you imagine if you had 10 or 20 or 30 people say yes to that? Like, that's incredible. From an income perspective, that's huge. And then, as Joe says, like, and then as well, the residual of what comes with that is amazing. So I love that. And Amanda does that in her groups. That's awesome. So just being really intentional about writing down what that goal is and putting it on your mirror or somewhere that you can see it every single day. I tend to write mine on my bathroom mirror with whiteboard marker, because then I literally see it every single day, both morning and night. And when you see, the more you see it, the more you're actually going to start to entrench that into your subconscious. The next thing to, I think, talk about from that perspective is really about prioritizing, making sure that you are making your SoulX business a priority. What in the business are you doing? Have you done the basic training? Are you listening to the weekly calls every single week? Are you being a product of the product? I've always been a product of the product, but can I tell you, when I come back from the States in June just gone, and seeing what I saw and my belief just going to a whole new level. And I know that each and every one of you coming to Day of Discovery in November will feel this as well when you're there. It will just entrench your belief so much more in what we have in our hands. It is just mind-blowing. It really is, to be able to utilize this technology every single day. I imprint my water every day, at least. I used to do it once a day. Now I do it at least twice a day. Doing my easy scan at least twice a day, 3 times if I'm home. If I have a headache, running frequency for it. I remember waking up one morning and having a really bad pain in my, like my right-hand side under my rib. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is probably what appendicitis feels like. So rather than sitting there worrying, I could scan myself and see it was actually not appendicitis at all. But it relieved my anxiety around, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me, right? So how much are you using your technology, and for who? I had my puppy that I've had for months now. I think I had only scanned her a few times. So I'm like, right, I need to be scanning her at least weekly. Addison doesn't let me scan her all the time, and that's fine, but she at least lets me scan her once a week. She had a sore, she did something to her wrist recently at karate. And it was like, hey, you've got the tools in your tool belt, use them. So I scanned her. I saw what was wrong with her wrist. I got a Cepheid dot. I put a Cepheid dot on her. I ran frequency to it regularly. And because most of the sports, in fact, all of the sports that she does require her to weight bear on her wrists. And so it was either she had to get better real quick, or she had to be out from all of her sports for a period of time. And she certainly didn't want that. So we got her better really quickly by utilizing the frequency more. And also being able to find out what is wrong. When I was down in Tasmania, I was with my girlfriend, and she got really sick at one point, and she thought it was like gastro. That's how bad it was. And so I'm running this frequency playlist for her for all the things to do with gastro. And if there's one lesson I feel like I'm still yet to learn, because I feel like the universe is still trying to teach me, is to make sure you go and look for the cause first. It's always so easy to go, oh, I have a headache, so I'll just run headache frequency. Or I feel sick in the belly, so I'm just going to run digestion, or, you know, whatever it might be. But when I actually went back, and I only did it because after half an hour, she wasn't fit. I hadn't seen a shift too much in her. And I'm like, something's not quite right. So I went and did a full vitals and comprehensive, and found that she actually had salmonella. So now that I could go back and run specific frequency for that, it improved out of sight. She was still unwell for a couple of days, but I believe the shift in her was almost immediate when I started running the right frequency for her. So my question to you is, how much is your belief in what you're doing? And you will know that based on the percentage of how much you are using the technology that you really have in your hands. Because can I tell you, in the Quantum Wellness Center in the US, they use it with every single client every single day. There are clients there that are there for 18 and 21 day and 30-day programs. They run frequency for them every single day. So I really recommend, the more you use it for you, the more you use it for, you know, just trying it on different people for different things, the more testimonials you're going to grow as well. So the next thing is organization and setting time aside for your business. I think it's really important to have specific times that you work your business. Yes, we can 100% work it in our pockets of time, and that I 100% get. I worked full time up until October last year and homeschooled my daughter. So we had a lot going on and juggling a lot. And so for me back then, it was very much about the pockets of time. However, there would still be at least a solid chunk of my time a day that I would sit down and be really intentional about my business. So whether it's a notebook or whatever it is that you work out of, having a list of people that you've spoken to, having a list of people that you've done a scan for, that you're following up, having all of that so that it's mapped out, so that you can track it, is really important. For me, I have an office, so I'm lucky enough that I can have, and I'm very visual, so I have whiteboards all over the place. So I have my whiteboards, and I literally look at them and tick them off as I go. And, you know, who I've contacted, when was the last time I contacted them? And it's doing that I have, you know, the ability to be able to bring on more people. Does it happen all super quick and, you know, oh, I just enrolled 8 people in 1 week? Like, well, that's impressive, but I didn't just go and find all 8 people in that week. I don't think. I think it took a lot longer. Honestly, there are people in that particular week that came on board that I've been speaking to for over 12 months. So some you will find will come on quickly and get it, and they love it, and they're like, get me this now. I can't be another minute without it. Others will take time. And as long as you're keeping in touch with them, that is the key. But can I share something with you that is something that is always in my mind? If you don't tell that person about what you have, somebody else is going to. So I really recommend you don't hold back. This, take away from the fear or the rejection or whatever it is that you are potentially afraid of, not knowing enough, and just, it's like jumping out of the plane with your parachute, preferably. Because again, if you don't tell someone about it, somebody else is going to. Now, will you know the answer to everything? No. Will you do a perfect presentation and a perfect job and be able to explain everything properly? No. Could I in the beginning? Absolutely not. How did I get better at it? Practice. Honestly, there are still things that someone will say, what's that? I have absolutely no idea. Let's have a look together. People don't expect me to be an expert because I'm not. I'm far from an expert. And most of us, if not all of us, probably are not. But what I am is I'm consistent in my business and I am persistent in what I am wanting to achieve. And it's in the taking of the action daily, not on the weekends. I do not work weekends. I'll do a little bit of here and there on the Saturdays, but I think most people know me well enough now that I don't work on Sundays. That is my family day. That is my time off. And if you send me a message on any other day of the week and it's nighttime or it's late, the chances are, if I don't get back to you, it just means because I'm having that time with my family. But when I am on my business, I am on and I'm working and I'm helping and I'm doing all the things. So I hope that that helps, just to give you a little bit more of an insight from a structure perspective, what I do. But if there's one thing I do a lot of, as well as my business, is mindset and personal development. I do that to improve my mental well-being daily. For those of you who know my story, I have had and now have again a pretty severe case of PTSD. And that's a struggle some days. And so for me, my mind and keeping my mind healthy is really at the forefront of literally my mind. So I start my day with my balancing harmonics. I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot. So if anyone of you knows the work of Abraham, it is amazing. I listen to Abraham every single day. I read. I don't read as much as I probably would like to. But I also have it's like an intention journal that is kind of intentional and gratitude as well. So, and I do that most days. I don't do it every day, but I do it most days. So I would look at, what personal development and what mindset development work are you doing for you daily? And aside from that, make sure you are having the time off and that you are having fun, because if you really chunk it down, we go back to the very beginning of your why. What is the feeling of why you do what you do? Because you want to have joy in your life, have more fun, be happy, help people. All of those things all come down to a feeling of most likely happiness and joy. And if you're not living in happiness and joy, then I really encourage you to take that next step of what does that look like for you. Sometimes it's a leap, and it has certainly been a leap kind of back and forth for me through my journey of mental health stuff. And I share that not for any other reason that to have you understand, I guess, that, there are struggles that I do have my end, at times for sure. But aside of all of that, I will always be persistent and consistent in my business and continue to work on self. So that is all that we can do. So I hope that that helps. I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm just going to have a read of the chat real quick and see if there was any questions. But I think the biggest thing that we can be doing, just while I'm having a look here, is inviting to the call that's on Thursday night. For those who are, the key of the health people of the home, and then Monday night for our practitioners as well. Let me just have a quick read. To be really confident in it all. Yeah, look, I 100% agree with you, Rosie. And I think the biggest thing with that is honestly practice, practice, practice. Even if just initially to reach out to your close circle, that's where I would start, and just scanning them and asking them for feedback, asking them for testimonials, and they'll ask you questions. Oh, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? The chances are you may not know, but you will learn over time. I promise you. There is so much I didn't know. I didn't know hardly anything about frequency when I first started. I have to be honest, like not a huge, not in the way that we've learned it, you know? So doing your manifestation board. Yes, I love that. Do that. Many of you know I have a manifestation / inspiration board. Yep, staying plugged in energetically will move you closer to your goals. I think that's really important too, is to notice your energy. That's one thing I'm going to be training a lot on when I go to Utah, is actually, and that's always what I'm so mindful of now, and Abraham Hicks has taught me that, is how you feel is more important than anything else. Like that deep feeling within you daily of, okay, how is this making me feel energetically? You will know. I love that guys, you know, scanning your brothers and sisters, that's awesome. And look at all our testimonies here of, you know, how you guys have used it for yourselves and your family. And it just, that's what this is all about. I love that so much. Awesome. That was awesome. Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't have any questions. So I'm going to stop sharing now and stop recording. So thank you everybody for joining us. And let me just find.
Can I just jump in about Thursday, honey?
Yes.
So I just wanted to, because I didn't know how clear it was for people. So I just wanted to reiterate that this is for all your friends on Thursday night, the mums of the home. We've done so many meetings that are for practitioners, and I've often jumped on those and thought, whoa, this is just too much for the people that I know, and really overwhelming, and scared that I would scare them away, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of us coming online on Thursday just to talk to people from a mum perspective and from a feminine perspective, and just what it can do for your family, rather than bringing in the technicalities of being a practitioner and using it as a practitioner. So yeah, invite everybody, because it will be really, really eye-opening for everybody to attend that.
No dads, guys. Sorry, no dads.
Yeah, no dads. Sorry, guys. Not allowed.
No, just kidding. Of course.
You can identify as a mum.
Dads are always welcome. Always, always. But yeah, that would be awesome. Great idea, Amanda. Thank you. Joe, if you wouldn't mind doing a live on Frequency Soul Collective and just sharing exactly that, and on a QLA group, just for the QLAs to invite everyone, but then maybe on the Frequency Soul Collective page, so that people know, and it's sort of, you know, gives a little bit more of an information about what we're going to be doing.
I always throw myself into shit, don't I?
we always find a way. That candy don't come free, girlfriend.
I'll just add it to my list.
I love it. You're amazing. Thank you.
No worries.
I love you. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that would be brilliant. So we hope to see you all there on Thursday night coming. It's going to be an awesome call. And yeah, it's just going to be great. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And I'm just